Lord of Illusions. Here we have another one of Clive Barker's movies, and this is Lord of Illusions. Quite nice sort of embossed logo at the front there, and it's got a nice gatefold sleeve. When I saw this on video, again in the 90s, I didn't really think much to it. I thought it was quite a poor movie, but then when you watch the director's cut, it explains a lot and is a much better movie than previously seen. So it's got 12 minutes of footage, documentary, commentary and theatrical trailers on this one, but it's just a nice item to have as always. More Hellraiser here with Hellraiser 2, Hellbound. Pretty much the same as what you can find on the older DVDs these now, but this was heavily cut on video in the UK, so it's quite a nice item to have. It's got effects montages, commentaries and theatrical trailers. It's a single disc, but again, if you're a fan of Pinhead and the Hellraiser movies, then it's nice to have these things. Here we have the Elite Entertainment Reanimator. Now this artwork is used in the same as the comic book, used on the comic book cover for the Reanimator comic, and it's a nice gatefold sleeve. I don't think you're missing out on anything on this if you haven't got it on video. If you have it on DVD, I mean, you'll find everything on there as same as a DVD. Now, funny that, because I've got here the Reanimator UK re-release of this, which has all special features on it, and comes with a weird sort of syringe-like pen. So you can find everything on the DVD and it's on a laserdisc. Hello, and more laserdiscs coming up. Here we have Dr. Giggles. And this is a film starring Larry Drake, and who else is in it? Nobody else really of any great merit, but it's directed by a guy called Manny Koto. I picked this up because I quite liked it. I've never seen the film before. But you know, it's a comic book movie, nothing too horrific in it, but it's kind of fun. Army of Darkness. This is the trilogy of Evil Dead. It's not one of those Sam Raimi's better movies, suffers a bit with its budget, but it's quite nice to have. And there's some nice editions of this been brought out onto DVD. So, but I quite like it, quite like the artwork, and it's a nice thing to have as a collector. And here's Darkman. This is another one that by Sam Raimi. Probably one of my favourite Sam Raimi movies actually, and great movie really. Nice artwork, no extras on the disc, but it's quite nice. And here's Darkman 2, which I haven't seen. But as I got them all together, I thought, well, why not keep them? So Larry Drake in this again, in Darkman 2. Nothing special about this, no extras, it's just a plain NTSC version. And Darkman 3, Die Darkman Die, with Jeff Fahey and Arnold Vosloo, who you can find in The Mummy and other movies like that. So yeah. Darkman 3. Not much more to say about that really. I haven't seen it. Tremors. Probably the greatest B movie ever. This is a nice disc set. Gatefold sleeve. Extras on there. But I've got this on the HD format now, and from everything on there you'll find on the HD format version of this. Demon Knight. This is a great movie, one of my favourite movies of all time really, with the Tales from the Crypt. And you got the great Bill Sadler in this, and Billy Zane. And it's got a great soundtrack to it, and I just bought it because I loved it. I just thought, well, I've got to have that. I've got it on DVD, but I really wanted some laserdisc as well. So yeah, it's a nice disc. Nice to have really. Bordello of Blood, Tales from the Crypt presents. Now, this isn't a bad movie. It's not the worst one I've ever seen. But it's not a bad movie at all, and there's no extras on this at all or anything. It's just a plain NTSC disc. But as I got them together for about £3, what can you say? So you've got to have them both. This is a Fly on Laserdisc. I've got these in a nice teleport box set of the Fly, but there's no extras on this. It's just the Fly itself, double digital version of it. But there again, it's quite nice to have if these things turn up in collections that I pick up. Stephen King's Sinner. This is a nice movie. It's not a bad film at all, actually, directed by Tom Holland, who did Fright Night and also Child's Play. It's got a commentary on it and also effects makeup of Greg Cannon. And it's got a real good twist in the end, kind of like the twist from Drag Me to Hell. It's not a bad movie at all, and yeah, I'm quite happy to have it in my collection. Phantasm. Now, this is the first movie that I really remember seeing from the 80s, really, on the Braveward label when it first came out. And you know, it's a great laserdisc, nice gatefold sleeve, nice cover, and quite a lot of extras on this as well. So I haven't watched this on laserdisc. I don't know what the transfer is like, but I'll watch it at some point soon. But it's just a lovely, nice laserdisc to have. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't think there's anything on here that isn't on any of the subsequent DVD releases, but it's a nice, nice thing to have for collectors, really. Nice gatefold sleeve. Everything on there you can find on subsequent DVDs. I think in the UK the first version was the Blue Dolphin version, which came out in about 2000, which I remember buying. And I'd never seen this at the cinema, so until it was re-released in 1999, I think, 98 or 99, and I saw it at the cinema then. Previously to that, I'd only ever seen it on Betamax back in the 80s when I was at school, and I took the day off and rented that movie without my parents knowing, and took it back without them knowing, and so that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Been one of my favourites ever since then. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 on Laserdisc. I picked this up a while ago, still one of my favourites. Everything on here you can find on the Region 1 Gruesome Edition. There isn't anything on here that's special, but it's worth having if you're a completist. Nice artwork from the Canon Golden Globus stable of movies. And I first got this on a dodgy pirate videotape from Germany, I think it was, and it had all German subtitles on it. It wasn't the best picture, but it was the only way you could ever see anything like this in the 80s. And it was completely banned by the censors back then. Same as this one, Leatherface. Didn't see this until it came out on the onto DVD a few years ago, but this is quite a nice lasers to have. It's got a great commentary by Jeff Burr, who takes up the whole of the disc talking about his movie, and its subsequent troubles that it had with the MPAA and censorship in the States and as well as the UK, because it never got released over here. But it's quite nice lasers to have for the trilogy. Dawn of the Dead Director's Cut. This is quite a nice edition of the movie from Anchor Bay, Image Entertainment, or Elite Entertainment and Anchor Bay. But it's a nice nice cover. I think if I was to meet George Romero again, I'd ask him to sign this. But great movie. There's another version of Dawn of the Dead. This is a nice box set. You can find all the versions now on the Anchor Bay set of all the versions. You've got the extended cut, you've got the director's cut, and you've got the European cut. So you can find all those on DVD now in a great triple set from Anchor Bay. So that's it. That's George Romero's